And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Radeon, we have the South Korean Zerg player. We have the Red Zerg, the Red Zerg player himself. It is SHIN. I'll fix up the names. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the purple Protoss player, the South Korean Protoss, representing Virtus Pro. It is a classic. Let's go. Let us go. Jewish Decree will be fixed. Yes, I believe the tile set underneath is like bleeding through or something. Like I'm not too certain. It's fine. Don't worry about it. As for now, we do have our 4 spawn locations. We have top left, top right, and bottom right as well. And Classic will find SHIN immediately. Okay, a very fast scout. It does confirm and will even delay the expand. Does force out the gas geyser and the spawning pool. So a very nice start for Classic. Does force some efficiencies as we do have close by ground spawns and close by air, just close spawns in general here. So we have our close spawns. SHIN's opener is delayed. And Classic does gain some momentum early on. Just some old creep settings from like a year and a half ago. I see. One day, papi, one day. Classic just being as annoying as possible, trying to reconfirm. We do have a macro hatchery being thrown down, and again the pylon doesn't even finish. We could even go for a further delay here. Still waiting for the cyber core, but it does feel like a very messy start here for SHIN. So we have our link production. Eventually SHIN will be able to break out and clean this up eventually. So your links to arrive. Classic will back off. Behind this, we can get into adept production and get across the map. There it is, cornering out the adept. I was about to say, do we go for the cyber core? We are going for the extra cyber core as well. Now, the goal here is to deny this natural entirely. With the cyber core, it's also going to be blocking the expand, of course. The adept is going to be coming in, and we'll see if we can focus on the drone. Can we get on top of the drone? Or is it too late? Yeah, it's not lined up here. It's going to be a cancel. Cybercore should be cancelled. Adept is on the way, but it's not going to be in time. Appreciate the idea, but doesn't quite line up. Yeah, there's a cancellation. Adept was too late. Too little, too late. Casito, casito. Oh, with that Classic, he does get surrounded almost. Oh, yeah, does get surrounded, and he will overextend with the adept. Yeah, big misstep there from Classic. Back at home, walling off. Getting a second pylon, a battery as well, and SHIN is going to base meter. No surprises here. As we mentioned previously, against Beyond, every time that SHIN played a Brood War Zerg, he played 2 base meter. Nice control with the links, getting into the pylon. And the pylon is going to go down. Classic does recognize that, does re-wall. And Classic holds. Classic, he does hold on. Show us the Spire. Show us the meters. There we go. Spire is on the way. Now, the question becomes, will SHIN also play 2 base meter every game against Protoss? Whenever he plays Brood War Zerg, we'll see. We'll see. But it has been his go-to. You know, target opener. Does get 1. Does get 2 drones. 2 drones go down. Not bad. Classic gaining map control. So he does go for a double Oracle opener. So far he has yet to scout and yet to confirm what exactly is going on. We'll see if he gets into the main. Even just seeing the lair will be enough. That's the Oracle's opener. I feel like it's so risky going 2 base meter against a Stargate opener. That's like a lot more common. Like it feels crazy. So now we poke further in. We confirm lack of drones, lack of saturation. Oh, the first Oracle does take a lot of hits, so forced to recall back home, and we do not check the main. Yeah, Classic does not check the main base. I mean, again, there was scouting available there if he so chose to. Lings, they do slip by, they slip in. Again, they force the recall. And Shin's getting away with it. He's getting away with it. Again, if Classic had scouted earlier, if he had scouted period, then we would have a Phoenix on the way, right? We have Phoenixes in production. Into cannons, into anti-air. But mutas have arrived, and we'll see what Shin can achieve with them. So far, 6 Mutalisks. With +1. Mutas, they move out. The Oracles move in. They finally scout. They finally confirm the tech. But again, it's too late. Mutas are getting to the mineral line, getting 3, 4, 5 probes. Oh, actually, oh my god, almost getting High Templar. Yeah, going for the Archon instead. They do leave the mineral line alone, so only 3 probe kills. But they will not get the Archon. Oh my god. Yeah, that was so close. The Archon does still go down. Yeah, still goes down. Nice pickoff. Phoenix production has begun. Have we done enough with these mutas? I don't think we have. He kills an Archon, he kills a Stalker. But these mutas are going to go down. At the same time, Classic, he does counterattack, and the Zells are breaking through. No colonies back at home. Uh-oh. Yeah, there's no colonies. Shin, he races back home to defend. Shin, he's already lost, what, 2, 3 Mutalisks. Ellipse busts into the main, Zelts into the natural, and this is becoming devastating damage here. Yeah, 5, 6, 7, 8 drones going down. Ay, getting him to 9. Not quite 10, but 9 drone kills. Punishing Shin. Giving Classic more time to respond, getting more batteries, cannons as well, more anti-air. Oh. Gets another Mutalisk, gets 2. 2 more Mutalisks. As I mentioned, I feel like the tech choice here and the opener, of course, lends a little bit easier towards anti-muta play. And Shin hasn't really achieved much with this. I killed an Archon, I guess. True. And we see Shin transitioning. Hydrogen is on the way. He's getting his den. Classic is up in economy. And soon he can dive. Oh, 1 Phoenix goes down. Oh, almost another. Again, quick moves with the mutas. Getting another Phoenix. Again, nice goes here by Shin. He's slowly gaining value. He wants his 3rd. As we're still 2 base versus 2 base, and Classic still has that advantage. And likewise, Classic has been slowly building up his Archon counts, now getting a 2nd Archon. And instead of expanding, we'll see if Classic just commits with the 2 base all in and just moves out with like 3, 4 Archons just to make sure that mutas can't really be an issue and just sends it across the map. Likewise, Shin, do we take up into lurkers? It's gonna be a tough hold. There we go, lurkers are being researched. We have lurker tech on the way. But pre-lurker, I feel like Classic could end it. Here he comes. With 1 more Phoenix. 1 more Phoenix goes down. Classic, he commits. Remember, Classic has charge and +1. And Classic doesn't push towards the natural, he does push towards the 3rd. And he will force a cancel. Force that cancellation. Once again, trying to bait out those struts. Classic trying to bait in the mutas. Archons, they respond. Yeah, no major connections. Shin's stuck with 2 bases. That is a lot of Hydras. It's a lot of Hydralisks. And Classy just happy to go back home. Just happy to just turn back around. Oh. Losing another Phoenix. And another. All the Phoenix is going down. The extra range helping out quite immensely there for SHIN. That's behind this Classic, now taking up into Storm. Looking to claim his own third base momentarily, I'm sure. Oh my god, the Hakon shot finally goes off. Jesus. It's a crazy shot. Classic finally gets one Archon volley off, and it was worth it. Third base not being taken from both players. Again, Classic still maintaining the greater economy. That translates into his larger army as well. Back at home, we see SHIN. He now has access to lurkers, and we should soon be incorporating them into the main army as well. And we're getting to the mid game. We're working our way there. We're almost there. I'm still not convinced that Classic is going to take this lying down. I feel like he should be pushing out soon. But if he does, if we have enough lurkers, then Classic will be deflected. Music get low. While SHIN is distracted, here comes the main army. So far we have 2 lurkers of a massive storm. Yeah, storms are landing. We have more storms behind this. There's no detection with the main army here for Classic. Not yet. Still no blink either. Oh. Yeah, no blink stalkers. But it looks like finally, there we go. We go 1, 2, 3, all 4 mutas. They all get cleaned up. Now the Oracle can join the main army. Now we can get some revelations. That is the only form of detection that Classic currently has, is that Oracle. A revelation on the Hydras at least. Oh no! Yeah, Templar, they do overextend. There's still one more storm. There's still a storm. The army rotates, but there is a lurker in position. We just ignore it, okay. We just ignore it. We just keep going. Show us the storm. Yeah, decent storm. The army goes back through it. Back through the storms. Oh my god, the storms zone the army away, and SHIN's out of position. He's out of position. Do we have more storms? We do. Oh my god. They're crazy storms on the Hydras. There's still another storm left. Oh god, the storms, they just keep landing. The Hydras, they melt. I think there's one more. Soon to be one more storm. And GG gets called. Again, SHIN was torn apart, and Classic will take game number 1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Classic will take a lead in the series. Again, SHIN, he did attempt to go 2-base muta. In the end, it was not worth it. He was struggling to get damage done. Likewise, the counterattack did crippling damage across the map. SHIN could not expand. Took him so long to get a third base up and running, and he was just outscaled. Eventually built up into mass Hydra. But hey, Classic was building up his Archons, building up his Storm more importantly, and with those Storms was able to just bully SHIN and bully him out of the game. GG. GG, well played. With that, Classic takes the lead, and now we're going to be loading into Ruby Rock. We're loading into game 2. This time a much small, I mean, I say this time. Technically, last game was also a small map because of the small locations, so another small map, short rushes and spy ground. And we'll see who this favors here, as this time our Zerg player can play SC2. True. Spawning in the top left-hand corner of Ruby Rock, we have the South Korean Zerg player. We have the Red Zerg down in the series, but he is now the SC2 player. It is SHIN. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the Brood War Protoss. We have the Blue Protoss of Rotus Pro, leading the series 1-0. It is a classic. Let's go. Now, there has been a shift in the... Hello. Never mind. I was going to say there's been a shift in the meta in regards to PvZ, how for a long time, Disruptor drops, Reaver drops were the go-to, and they were the opener time and time again. We recently saw Classic embrace Stargate play much more heavily, but before we get into any of that, we have a proxy hatch out of SHIN. does open proxy hatch. Whether this blocks the expand or disrupts the wall, we'll see as adds. Okay, it's going to be a macro opener. Hatchery back at home, hatchery across the map. There's no early pool. It should just be to... Oh. What's going on? What's happening? My assumption was that we were going to try to block the expand, but no, Classic is able to get its own Nexus up and running. And are we going... where exactly is the hatchery going to be? Drone moves in. Do we hatch inside the main? We're just scouting? We're just drones. Okay. We're just drone scouting. Okay. Sure. Okay, SHIN. What are we looking for though? Like, I don't... okay. I don't know if maybe SHIN has been scarred by like some all-ins or some cheeses or some rushes from Brutal Protoss. I'm just struggling to think of one. So yeah, just drone scouts. Okay, fair enough. Hatch scouts will stay the open out of SHIN, just going for the drone scouts. Likewise, Classy just going for a Nexus first into Gate Cyber. Okay. Just getting caught a little bit off guard by the drone scouting is all. Like, I don't... I'm feeling like a Protoss. He's in the mood. Meanwhile, it's going to be Gate Cyber into Forge for early cannons. I believe this should be for the Stargate follow-up. No, my apologies. We're going for the... Okay, we're still going for the Robo. Reaver drops. Vamonos. So Forge into Robo. Again, we're going to be working with minimal units and minimal gateway, so we do need that cannon to help defend as we build up into Reaver drops. Let's go. So on the horizon. Likewise, we do see a very fast lair here out of SHIN, going for a 3-minute lair. Oh my god. With a lair this fast, I mean, mutas would hard counter what's going on, and SHIN did scout the Robo, so he knows. He's aware of the drop play. I'm sure he's tempted to go 2-base muta to hunt down the shuttle, to hunt down the river units. Bearing in mind as well that because of this, there's going to be less Dragoons. There's no Dragoon upgrade, for example, so anti-air is going to be weaker. Likewise, there's no Stargate either, so muta play, I believe, should hard counter this. We'll see what the timings are looking like and how things are lined up. But I'm concerned for Classic. Drone is still alive. Oh no, it does not get the gas steal. Barely not. There's the Spire again, 2-base muta. Reaver's on the way. We have Gravitic Drive being resourced as well. That is shuttle speed. Into a Stargate follow-up. Okay, wait, what did we scout? Nothing. Classic, he hasn't seen anything here, but blindly going for the Stargate follow-up here, it tells me that Classic might be familiar with how SHIN plays. I mean, I'm sure I was watching the last series. As from here we can go Corsair. As Classic does have his shuttle out. Spire is almost done. Corsair is on the way. So yeah, with zero information, by the way. Like, again, Classic, he did not scout the gases, did not see the lair, didn't see the drone count or anything of that nature. My assumption here is that SHIN, he has a certain way of playing. I mean, hey, we saw it against Bjorn, right? Where he went for the same build. It had different variations in the mid game for sure, but he went for the same build every game against Bjorn. It's possible he does the same build against Protoss as well, in this kind of way, but we'll see. But now we're just preparing back at home with our Dragoons, with our Corsair. More Corsairs on the way. We're just waiting for the Mutalisks. Classic is just assuming that SHIN is going to commit in, and SHIN is coming. The mind games to open Robo and only make a single Reaver as well. The mind games. Yeah, it does force out the mutas. Corsairs, they give chase. And we can see SHIN switching to a ground army. +1 melee, Lings, Roaches, Roach speed has begun. The game is continuing. Now the question becomes, is Classic just going to commit into a 2-base all-in? Classic, he is very well defended here on 2 bases, that is true, but does he just relinquish the map here to SHIN and allow him to mass expand? I feel like Classic has to break out soon. He's going to break out soon. In a very similar fashion to what we saw last game. Very similar. Where Classic builds up a death blow of an army and then just commits. And here he comes. Here comes that death blow. SHIN back at home, what do we have to defend? Some minimal roaches, mainly zerglings. Roach speed is on the way. Bailing speed has just now begun. 20 Lings in production. A lot of this will come down to the Reaver shots. We could land some crazy connections on the zerglings. As it's going to be mainly a Zergling defense. Lings, they get spotted. Reavers are ready. Mutas are going for the backstab. They're trying to catch reinforcements. They won't be here to defend, to focus on the Reavers themselves. And Lings, they cannot touch this. Lings, they cannot move in. Oh, yeah, first shot goes off. Next on the Lings. Bailings, they try to collapse in, and Classic is breaking through. Classic is overwhelming. He's trying to at least... Oh, he will lose his first wave of Dragoons. Yeah, Dragoons going down, and we did not get extra Reaver shots, and with that, SHIN holds. Whew, SHIN, he is going to be able to hold on here. Again, the Reaver shots were lackluster. They were lackluster. I wouldn't say the first shot was wasted on the right-hand side on the Roach. So, wasted the first shots. Classic, he kites back. Let's try to kite back here. I mean, he's trading well. Trading well. He's trying to bully back the Hydras. Corsairs, they do overextend. But I mean, hey, they tank shots. True. They're tanking. And Dragoons will win this fight. Oh. Yeah, they barely will. But again, are we losing too many Dragoons? Yeah, some heavy losses here for Classic. Not cheap. Especially considering that SHIN is upper base, sub 20 workers. Classic forced to expand. Nice, forced to expand. Again, there was a world where Classic maybe just kills SHIN then and there, but we did need some better Reaver connections, some better Scarab shots. And with that, SHIN is getting further ahead. It's getting further ahead, getting now a 4th expansion. Joining up to Ling Hydra, Ling main Hydra. From here, we can go into Hive Tech and go into Vipers. I feel like that'd be the wise choice, considering he's aware of the Reaver production. But we'll see. We'll see if he's tempted to go into Lurkers or into like an Ultra Switch. And we'll see. SHIN is committing. SHIN currently works at 60. Making 20 Lings behind this, and he's going for it. Oh. Yeah, he does commit in. Bailey's going away the Dragoons. And can we get on top of those Reavers? As SHIN, he's running out of Zerglings here. Does get one. Some decent Scarab shots, but one of the Reavers does go down. Getting a second Reaver as well. Gets 2. Can he get all 3? He can. Yeah, massive pick. Also, all 3 Reavers fall. And with that, SHIN is done. He has broken Classic. Breaks through the 3rd expansion. Does collapse on top of the Dragoons. Heavy losses. And Classic cannot hold. He cannot hold. Not like this. As he lost his 3rd. GG gets called. And SHIN ties up the series 1-1. GG. Whew, GG, well played. Again, Classic doing his best to hard counter Mass Muta, but Shin, he only made 6 Mutalists and then switched into a ground army instead. Did fixate on that ground army. I will still stand by Classic having potential with this push. Like, I do think there's a world where he might be able to just kill Shin then and there, but as you mentioned, again, the Scarab shots, they kind of veered off. They didn't quite get the connections we were looking for. Ling Bane was clumped up, but did not get shot in the face. Did survive. GG. GG, well played. With that, we're tied up 1-1, and now we're going to be loading into game 3. We're loading into Mothership. Okay, we're here to determine who will take a lead in the series in this grand finals, as we're loading into a 3-player spawn map. Spawning in the top right-hand corner of Mothership, we have the red Zerg player. We have the red Zerg player himself. Oh. We have the South Korean Zerg. It is SHIN. This time playing Brood War. And spawning in the bottom side, we have the SC2 Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss. Representing Protoss Pro, it is a Classic. Here we go. Now, are we feeling 2-base Muta again? It's all we've seen out of Shin's Brood War Zerg, and we're leaning towards that once again here as well. We'll see. As a Classic, we'll find Shin immediately. Does move out, does find him. Is going to be Hatch Gas Pool, standard open out to Shin, and Classic will confirm. Does confirm. When it comes to builds and styles here in ZVP, we in the past have seen some like Lurker Rush builds or getting into a more Hydra heavy style as well. But stylistically, it does feel like Shin prefers something more mobile and prefers to be able to gain map control early on and keep the opponent pinned down. Makes sense. But it still does feel very bold to do so up against Stargate openers, which are very, very common in PvZ. Very common. We're expecting another Stargate opener at the Classic. Shin, what do you have for us? Head out, droning, saturating. Claiming his gases. So we are a little bit oversaturated. And we'll find out what the plan is once we get up to 100 gas and whether or not link speed is researched. So we're just looking at the gases. Okay, link speed first. But he stays in. He does stay in gas. Link speed is on the way. And we're expecting a lair. Meanwhile, Stargate opener out of Classic. Does open Stargate. With this should be opening up Oracle. Oh, okay. Hydra, not a Spire. Let's go. Sorry, I said not a Spire. Hydra, not a Lair. So Shin does mix it up for the first time tonight. Let's go. I say that, is this just a fully wall off? And do we just plan to cancel this and just get a lair anyway? Shin. No, does let it finish. Does finish. Hydra upgrades are revealed. Classic does have a good idea as to what's going on. As it does camp the larva. Yeah, a little bit unfortunate here when it comes to the RNG. Shin, his own larva is exposed on the other side of the wall. Meanwhile, there is that lair. 2-base lair out of Shin. Looking to be more 2-base Hydra. As we get some free larva getting picked up. Back at home, we do get extra gateways. Zero breaks in, gets one, two drone kills so far. Not bad. Catching out 2 workers. And the Oracle does survive. And again, we're just pinning down SHIN to the point where the Hydrogen may just be killed. Oh boy. Yeah, just free damage on the tech here. Upgrade will finish, thankfully. But the Hydrogen does get low. Or of course they do land a Revelation. And we thought we had broken the mold, but no, again, the Hydrogen was just for show. We do actually make some Hydras, don't get me wrong, but the Hydrogen will eventually go down, and we are indeed going into 2-base Muta. Just getting there in a different way. Gonna be more delayed. Adepts, they do go for the Shade, and do we get into the main? No, we're shading into the natural. Yeah, Shade is denied. The Oracles are out. Gases were spotted, and right now the pressure's on Classic to confirm. Is the Hydrogen being rebuilt or not? That's what the Hydras. Does not get behind the mineral line. Classic taking up, charge on the way, Temple Archives, Storm, Archons. The build here and the composition that we're working towards is going to be ideal against Ling Hydra. The issue though is that we know it's not Ling Hydra. We know that it is the Spire, and there is no Hydrogen. It was not rebuilt. So Classic, he's unaware as to what's going on. Classic's in the dark. Classic, he has no blink, no phoenixes, lacking side defense as well. These mutas have a lot of potential here for SHIN. A lot of potential. The Oracle's epic forward. Does land a Revelation and will spot the Muta. There we go. Does know. Yeah, he does spot, does confirm. There we go. Phoenixes are on the way. Mutas reveal. They catch out the Oracles. Massive pickoffs. He gets one. And he gets both. Does get both Oracles. Classic does have a couple of seconds to respond. Getting in position. Going for a second Stargate. Building up with the mass Phoenixes. And is building up. And this is paying off. This is paying off so far. Just containing Classic, getting 3 probe kills here at the natural. Nice damage. Rotates once again. It looks like we are going for a ground switch. Double Evo Chamber and a Hydrogen. Okay. So it's not going to be Mass Muta. SHIN is preparing for the moments where he will lose some map control. He's preparing. +1 range is on the way. Catching out 7 probes. Ay, ay, ay. 7 probe kills. Still not quite done. Oh, so let's go back into the storm. Gotta be careful. Storm is revealed. Now, what's a little bit scary about this transition, I mean, what else can we transition into, to be fair, is that Classic, he was already building up an anti-Hydra army with Charge, Storm, and Archons and the Gateway composition. So that is a bit of a concern. I would argue that SHIN, more than anything, needs Lurker tech and to build up a Lurker count. We'll see if we can get there. Well, if he does try to get there. Classic is securing himself. Oh. Lose 2 probes. And so extra workers go down. Still no Lurker upgrades on the way. Still purely Ling Hydra. I mean, it is a much more mobile composition, that is true, but I feel like SHIN is heavily reliant on Classic pushing early on. And Classic shouldn't be. +1 air attack is on the way. There's no fleet beacon, not yet. No beacon. SHIN is going to be zoned. Still massing on more Phoenixes. At this point, Classic should be aware that the muted count is not getting any larger. I would hope so. Here come the lurkers. As we mentioned before, like I feel like this isn't necessary here for SHIN to survive. Lurkers are coming. SHIN, he wants that fourth. He wants that fourth base. Does spot the expand. They're going to be collapsing in. Classic has potential with Storm, but I don't see him defending that fourth expansion. Oh, he wants that Templar. Oh, doesn't get it. Doesn't get it. Throws away all the meters. Every meterless gets thrown away. And it's all about the storms. There's just barely a ground army. Nice storm in the Lings. It does catch out the Zerglings. Hydra's left. But again, we're down to 2 storms. 2 storms remaining, down to 1. Hydra's gonna get caught out on the left-hand side. Another mainly zoning storm. 4th base is going to be denied, and that is a kill. That's a kill, not a cancel. Ay, ay, ay. Brutal pickup. Classic does trade well, does trade efficiently. Still lost the 4th. Still lost the 4th base. Getting caught out here with the reinforcements. Nice break out of the Classic. And do you remember what I said earlier? How I was like, yo, SHIN, I feel like he cannot fight the main army without lurker tech. Well, I mean, we saw here he plummeted in supply. No lurkers available. We have now Sky Toss on the way. Fleet Beacon into Carriers and Tempest. We're going to be here for a while. We're going to... Okay. Oh, boy. Classic is not pushing. He shouldn't be. He's just defending. Going to turtle up back at home. Because they find more damage. At this point, we can throw them away. We're just trading as the best we can. Catching up 5 workers, throwing down a wall of cannons and shield batteries, and again, Classic will just turtle up. Gonna turtle on up. I don't think SHIN can actually break Classic turtling without Dark Swarm. I feel like Dark Swarm is going to be a must here. But even then, I mean, Storm doesn't care about your Dark Swarm. True. Speaking of, Storms do land. Once again, forcing back the army. Lurker production has begun. Do you need those lurkers? Oh god, god. The storms are so crazy. One-eyed Templar gets picked up. Tempest production has begun. As again, the storms, they just are solid. They just keep connecting. They keep connecting. The other one by buys time. You can see SHIN turn around, back at home. Tempest are amassing. Over time, Classic is outscaling SHIN's army. Oh, but Classic is pushing. Uh-oh. This I'm a little bit less certain of. Does we have 2 lurkers. And Classic's gonna be careful. There's no need. There's no need to break out. We just chill back home. Build up those Tempest. So I'll run back across the map. The Spire is still done. We can get into Scourge. That'll most likely be the best complementing unit here for SHIN, is to build up some Scourge. To help against the Tempest. SHIN, he breaks out again. Almost pure Hydra here. Almost pure Hydras. Oh, good. First storm lands. Goes back into the storm. Oof. Oh god, yeah, the storms are brutal. It's going back in, and we still have more. Yeah, storms that keep popping up. I say that, but SHIN does get into the mineral line. It gets in, Probe's going to be going down. At the same time, we're down to 1 lurker. Archons, they break out. Massive storm with a high dice. Sends in the storms almost completely, and with that, SHIN, he just plummets in supply. SHIN will lose everything. As you mentioned, Master Hydra like this does not scale well, and GG gets called. A Classic will take a 2-1 lead in the series. GG. Whew, GG, well played. It looks like Shin did not want to enter a late game situation. He was just stuck with a mid-tier army. He committed into the bases, and again, with all those storms, Shin could not break through. Could not break through. He took so many storms to the face, lost everything. Despite being up in army supply, the supply does lie. And GG. GG, well played. Classic will take a lead in the series. Now we're loading into Sylphid. Let's go. Let us go. All those Hydras are 2 probes. Oh no. Again, like pushing into a fortified position like that is very, very difficult. Again, as I was mentioning, even with Darkstorm, I don't really see Hydras breaking through that. I feel like a switch is necessary to, you know, get into Guardians, to maybe get into Devourers. I've seen very little late game ZVP in recent months, in recent years, in SC Evo. But imagine you'd have to take in that direction. Being stuck on Hydras, you can't get away with it. And here we go. Spawning in the top side of Sylphid, we have the South Korean Zerg player. We have the Red Zerg down in the series. Can he bounce back? Can he make a series out of this? It is SHIN. Can he force the ace match? And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the Brood War Protoss for Virtus Pro. 1 game away from becoming our champion. It is a Classic. Here we go. Classic is back to Brood War. Oh boy. Now we're going to Sylphid. Sylphid is a 3-player spawn map. At Classic, he will scout SHIN immediately. So Classic is aware of SHIN's location. SHIN force take the unnatural natural. This is a very isolated base. We could try to abuse this. We could try. Otherwise, we're calming down. When it comes to Classic and his PvZ, when it comes to Brood War Protoss, last time we did see attempted robo play into Reaver drops. I did mention earlier that we've been seeing a little bit more Stargate play at a Classic, but that was in the show match against Solar. So far, he has not shown that here against SHIN. Let's see. Just catching up. Don't forget to stretch. Don't forget to posture check in the chat. Check your posture pack. True. As for now, we do have our initial openers here. Again, Hatch Gas Pool, going for a faster third base as well. This will delay SHIN's queen, his second queen specifically. So a bit of a later queen here as he builds up. Meanwhile, hey, there is Stargate opener. We did mention this earlier. We saw this quite heavily actually out of Classic in his series versus Solar. Does open Stargate. This is why the PTR patch notes were a little bit disingenuous when it comes to, if you remember, we discussed it last night in the podcast about the StarCraft Evolution patch notes, how the verbiage and the wording used to justify the robo changes, which I'm not saying are not justified, but the wording used there made it sound like, oh, you never see like Reaver drop openers. But we saw that in this series. It made it sound like Reaver openers haven't been seen in years, Bappy, in years. So it was a little bit weird. Once again, not saying that it doesn't call for like a buff to that kind of build and buff to that style. Just some weird framing in regards to trying to say how rare it is. For now, we do have our initial Stargate opener opening up a scout. The goal here to hunt down the overlords, night vision, night scouting, and we'll see where this leads us. Whether we double down with extra scouts. I mean, we have +1 on the way, so working into a ground transition after this, thereafter. Scout for the first time tonight. Let's go. And it's switching to Zealot legs. So Citadel of Adun into +1 into charge or into Zealot legs. Speed lots. That is coming. I believe Shin saw the forge. Am I crazy? Yeah, yes. Did see the forge. Is somewhat aware. Zero Overlord is going to get caught out. That's the second Overlord falling. Again, trying to contain Shin. Lings, they do slip by. Yeah, there's an opening. There's an opening in the wall here. They do slip into the main base. They get a full scout. They confirm the gateways, and they confirm the Citadel Vision as well. So the Black House on the way for Storm. And Lings, they haven't killed any probes yet, but there we go. They find one. Naughty. Oh my god. Classic, calm down. I mean, it's still a difficult defense here as he has to wait for his reinforcements. Dragoon finally arrives. But Classic will lose 0 probes? That's crazy. 0 probes go down. Very impressive defense here by Classic with his probe drilling. Very impressive micro. With that, he defends, and back across the map, Shin is going into Lingbane. Okay, so I mean, he's aware of the Zealots, of course, so he's getting ready for the charge, getting ready for his Zealot legs. The Mass Zealots. Setting up his Lingbane, most likely into Hydra Tech. That would make the most sense here. Yep, there we go. It's going to be Lingbane Hydra. Shin amassing his unit composition. Meanwhile, Storm is on the way. Classic staying on 2 bases that much longer. Scouts, they poke in, and Scouts, they do get another Overlord and another. No transfuse. And no transfuse available. One of the Scouts has to pull away. Ooh, does take around too long. Yeah, a bit of miscontrol there by Classic. A little bit of unfamiliarity when it comes to the units and their acceleration. But does still get 4 Overlords. I believe 4? 5, okay. 5 Overlords going down. For 1 Scout, not a bad trade. Classic still amassing. Storm is now done. Working on, was it Caldera and Amulets? I think that's the energy upgrade. Starting energy upgrade. Oh, true. We can also warp in Dark Templar. True, true. There's no dedicated Dark Shrine in Brood War. You just make them. And just produce. Shin will attempt to delay and he will not be able to. Oh my god, we do spend a lot of storms though. Yeah, storms are spent. Third base is saved. And Dark Templar are coming. Now back at home, Spores are already in position due to the Scouts. So there's already Spores. DTs, they can still try to find some damage, catch a Queen, maybe overwhelm a Spore. Bottling out. We're on the way. With that, we can get detection. Not too sure if there's a place for Reavers in this kind of army. So there would be. Meanwhile, we do have a massive amount of Drop Lords about to be scouted. Classic he sees. Yeah, it does find all the Drop Lords. Big scout here for Classic. Heads into the mineral line. 0 detection. And drones are going to go down. Yeah, drones are falling at the same time. Classic getting caught in the center. Bleeding out Zealots. Oof. God, the storm is... the animation is crazy, man. And A-drones. A-drones going to be going down not bad. Getting a Queen as well. And we're still not done. We're still not done. Overseer now finally morphs in. But this will distract a Shin. And remember, Classic, he saw the Drop Lords. He's aware. Cannons in the main base to prepare. It's getting ready in the main. At the same time, Drop Lord on the top side as well. I believe that is a Baleen drop. Shin going for some tri-pronged attack. And we'll load up that Dune drop. Okay. We'll load on up. So again, Dune drop towards the main. Baleen drop towards the natural. And main army towards the third. It's on Classic to keep up. It's on Classic. Army gets spotted. Classic, he does respond. He's got his storms. He does have High Templar in the main base as well. He has offensive storms. He's ready. He's ready. Oh. And we don't commit. Yeah, Shinny does not commit. He sees the High Templar. Gets the hell out of there. At the same time, main army moves in. Ooh, massive storm on the Banelings. Yeah, Banelings, one of them does connect. At the same time, drop into the mineral line. The cannon defends. Yeah, counter defends, Storm on the Doom drop, and Shin gets shut down. He gets shut down, dropping on potentially some High Templar. Batteries in position, one Templar goes down. God, the storms are insane. And Classic holds. Classic, he does hold on. Shin getting ready for the second round. The issue here, though, is that this time it's only going to be from one side, right? It's going to be from one route. Maelstrom is on the way. Let's go. Can actually be useful here. Maelstrom, that is a dark. I almost said Dark Templar. It's a Dark Archon spell. It's basically an AoE stun. Only works on biological units. Bear that in mind. Which is everything. Which is all things Zerg. True. Oh. Aliens, they cannot make their way through. Again, Shin this time attacking only from a single angle. Up the ramp as well. And Shin cannot break this. No shot. Not like this, Pappy. He's going for it. We still have more storms. We still have more storms. High Templar, they pull away. Dark Archon's morphing in. Oh, we land another storm. Oh, High Templar overextend. Okay. Yeah, 3 Templar overextend. Big pickoffs there in favor of Shin. Classic does miss control. And Classic holds. He's holding on. There's one Dark Archon. So is there other Dark Archons in Evo? Yes, there are. You can see them right here. Right here. We have the Dark Archon. We have Research Maelstrom. As I mentioned, that is an AoE stun. So technically, you can stun and then storm, right? You can have that combo. I guess it's similar to like Fungal Parabomb in regular SC2. Except there are no limitations. Oh. Yeah, Shinny rotates, going for a split push. Yeah, Storm on the top side. We're still holding off on that Maelstrom. Likewise, Shin coming in from the south. Once again, High Templar in position. Storm does try to zone. 1 Templar goes down to 3 Templar. Yeah, 3 Templar left, but the Storms, they still connect. And Shin, he's running out of steam. He's running out of steam. He's losing his flanking army. No more Zerglings. They'll take down the battery. But again, there's just not enough here. There's not enough here. Only 3 Hydras remaining. Does barely get the Archon. And now Shin is running. Shin is running up back at home. We have the Hive on the way as well. Shin is going to try to transition. This was purely a lair tech all in. Now we can start the Hive. Now we can start working towards Hive upgrades. But Classic has weathered the storm. Now, thankfully for Shin, behind this, there's no setup into Skytoss. Like, there's no, like, second, third Stargate or a Fleet Beacon. So we do see that Classic is sticking with a ground composition. Interestingly enough, going for the Bay, which does give access to I almost said Disruptors, Reavers. So Reaver is going to be available. Imagine a stasis trap, but you can attack them. Pretty insane. Sure, but like Archons are still like Dark Archons are still a very niche unit. Like we only had the one and no more. Like it can be very finicky to try to like reinforce and get like Archons. Dark Archon specifically. Oh, as things like laps in. Nice round. Yeah, nice round. Catching out to one of the Templar. Just the one. Jesus. How many links did we lose for a Templar? I'm waiting for the update. Oh no! Not paying attention! Massive connections! Catching out 5, 6. Oh my god, every High Templar gets caught out. Classic caught with his pants down. Massive blunder from Classic. Yeah, massive blunder at the same time. Does try to harass in the main base, going for the shuttle drop. But he lost so many High Templar there. That was 7 Templar going down. In the end, Classic will hold, but those were expensive losses. He wasn't looking, Pap. He wasn't looking. Was focusing on his drop. He gets punished for it. Same time, Shin coming in from behind. Oh, Catching some reinforcements. Does catch some zealots. Disrupting some of the economy. Meanwhile, we do have another zealot drop into the main base. Runman on the right hand side as well. Classic defense. And drones are going down. Okay, not bad. 6 drones. Yeah, 6 drones going to be falling. Oof, this time the Lings are punished. This time Classic paying attention. And Classic is recovering. It did have some heavy losses there, but he does recover. Fortifying this position. More cannons, more batteries. Works facility is on the way. Is that a second robo? Yes. Yeah, second robo. I'm still on the fence about mixing in Reavers like this. Still very much still on the fence. But I guess they're like a consistent form of splash damage, I suppose. That you can just have in the main army. Being mixed in. Shuttle goes down. Shin still losing more drones, still being distracted. And he has completed his high-tech lurker upgrades, okay. Does have lurker range. Does not have adaptive talons. Built up the lurkers. He'll get a warning storm. Oof, Banelings, they still crash in. They kill one, they kill 2 Templar. Yeah, 2 Templar go down. Nice pick outside of SHIN. They're collapsing in, getting around on one of the Dragoons. More storms have arrived. Oof. Oh god. Yeah, some hefty storms. And we're dropping. Oh, we're going for the Knights into the main at the same time. Okay. Classic out of position. He's out of position. Lurkers are pulling Classic apart. Hydras, they move in. Oh, we got some blind storms. Again, there's no detection, there's no vision. So Classic was just guessing as to where the lurkers were. And I believe Classic, he should be able to defend. He's going to bleed out a couple of gateways and some of the production. Oh my god, but massive storms on the Hydras. The storms, they just keep coming. Yeah, storms, they blanket everything. All the Hydras go down. In the end, we do see Classic, he defends against the main army. Cleans up the lurkers. But there's still lurkers in the main. There's still lurkers in the main base. Oh, good. And we're just counterattacking. We just ignore them. Okay, we just ignore the lurkers. We have some units to hold the line. Classic counterattacks. And he should take down bottom right. I feel like it's going to be a mistake if these lurkers come back to defend. These lurkers will be exposed. This should just be to evacuate. Spanish, they break through the defensive line. Not bad. Takes down the cannons. Classic moves in. The other boys are being pulled away. Oh, we attempt a body block, but they get out. Yeah, drones, they all do escape here, and everything's flashing red. The main base flashing red here for Classic. Finally does clean this up. At the same time, the 4th base will fall. And Classic is supply blocked. He supply blocks as well. And SHIN just has to keep backstabbing. Just keep counterattacking. Knock down more bases, build up the army. My big concern here, as we're seeing now, is that SHIN did lose all of his lurkers. They were all killed. They did not escape, actually. So we have 0 lurkers currently. We're morphing in 5, but the lurker count is very low. With a very low lurker count, Classic's army can still break through. Classic can still outtrade. So that is a concern. Classic does rotate back home. Now getting up to 8 lurkers. Okay. A healthier lurker count. It's getting healthier. Main army comes together. Where are the Reavers? Yeah, it's so awkward having Reavers a part of the main army because they're just not a part of this. They're trying though. The Reavers, they're slowly crawling in. They want to be a part of the fight. Meanwhile, lurkers out of position. This base will go down at the same time. Massively in counterattack. He gets into the bases. It even does catch one of the Reavers. Oh my god. Yeah, does trade. Nice storms. Oh my god, the Maelstrom. It lands. Yeah, massive stun on the lurkers. Lurkers, they will go down. Massive catch. That's what 3-4 lurkers getting caught. Oof. Yeah, lurkers, they go down at the same time. Link counter-attacking. The main base production is falling. Like, Classic has been having better fights, that is true, but Classic is supply load. He can't spend his money. He has a bank. He has a bank. That was two. It was 2 lurkers. Classic, he turns everything back around to defend. Does turn it all around. Classic being torn apart. Oh, does move man forward. We'll lose another Templar. We'll lose 2. Yeah, 2 more Templar. 3 Templar go down. Oh, God. Yeah, Templar, they're so vulnerable. Another Templar gets focused. Expensive losses for Classic. And SHIN, has he done it? Has he finally done it? Classic again. He doesn't really have much going on left. Down to 1 base economy. Well, I guess 2 bases. There's so many Templar as well. There's 1 Templar left. We're getting messy. And SHIN, he's just wedging himself in between the 2 last mining bases here. 2 bases left. Oof. And Classic does break out. Decent trades. Does take down a handful of lurkers, but we still have production. The issue here is the economy. SHIN, he's on what? 1, 2, 3 base economy. Still has mining. And with that, we're forcing the ace match. We're forcing the ace match here. It's an impressive showing here by Classic. But there were a couple of key moments here where he didn't have losing too much. All of his High Templar at the northern base was torn apart. The Knight is getting up and running as well. A couple of key moments. And in the end, Classic was broken. We're going to game 5, Bappy. Let's go. As at this one, we just came to the production. Again, Classic, he has 1 base left. GG gets called, and SHIN ties up the series. We're going to game 5. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Well played. We're getting into the ace match here again. A very close, a very intense back and forth here. But as we did mention, in the end, SHIN did successfully tear apart his opponent with Drop Lord play, with Night Storms, with counterattacks as well. Classic had a hard time keeping up with his own attention, with all the run bys and with all the aggression. And in the end, GG. GG, well played. In the end, SHIN does take the game. And now we're going to be loading into the final game of the series. The final game of the broadcast. It's going to be on Vermeer, a 4-player spawn map. Let's go. Let us go. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, here of Vermeer, we have the South Green Zerg player, we have the Red Zerg. Tying up the series 2-2 and forcing the ace match, it is SHIN. Playing Brood War Zerg. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have the SE2 Protoss player. We have the purple Protoss representing Virtus Pro. It is Classic. Let's go. The Reaver Believers. I had a hard time engaging in the fights, Bappy. Hard time. Here we go. Again, welcome one on to Vermeer. Vermeer is a 4-player spawn map. Classic does scout at top left, and it does confirm that SHIN is top right. Likewise, SHIN is only scouting with Overlords, does not move out with the drone this time. Opening up hatch first. So far, so good. Now, with cross spawn locations, with these diagonal spawns, we have a much longer rush distance by ground. There's a higher chance that we embrace a longer game state. As a result, Mutaplay can work well here. Again, we've seen a lot of Mutaplay out of SHIN. We did see that one game where SHIN opened up Hydra. The Hydra was killed, then he just went into Muta anyway. So we're still leaning towards Mutas here from SHIN. It feels like, it seems like that's just his go-to when it comes to Brood War Zerg. And trying to punish Mutaplay here can be quite difficult because of said spawn locations. So we'll see. We'll see what SHIN can accomplish. We'll see if we can get away with a said faster lair, assuming that that's going to be the case. What is a late game Broodor army? I mean, we have not experienced that yet in this series, is what I will say. But I guess it kind of depends. Like, that's when we get into, say, like Guardians or Devourers, which are a little bit more niche nowadays, and Spellcasters, of course. Against Terran, I feel like it is a little bit more natural to get into like Ultra Defiler, to build up into Ultra Defiler to kind of like break these siege contains. Against Protoss, I haven't really experienced much late game ZVP. I don't know if there's like a clean transition from Muta play, just because like if you're going to go mass Muta against Protoss, like you're forcing, typically I feel like you're forcing Skytoss. So trying to go into like Guardian and trying to go into like Devour feels quite difficult to achieve that. You might just have to ground switch. I don't know, maybe like Avex or some of the others can speak a little bit more about that. Yeah, we've yet to really experience like late game, like Broodor Zerg in this series. Oh, okay, opening up early plus on melee. Hello. Yo, we're playing SC2. So early chamber into early upgrade into a delayed layer. You have my attention, Shin. As that was even +1, I believe, before Ling speed, which is lined up for a Ling flood. Meanwhile, it's going to be Stargate Opener out of Classic, Stargate Opener, move out across the map. Does move out. We'll scout, we'll confirm. Extra gases are being taken, so this shouldn't just be like a Ling flood or a Ling all-in. We're taking up into a direction. Waiting for the lair. Yep, lair is now on the way. But we have seen faster lairs before. Like, this lair is delayed because of the Evo chamber, because of the melee upgrade. So I'm curious to see where this takes us. Okay, we're not going mutas, I can tell you that for sure. We're going into Hydras behind this as well. So Ling Hydra out of Shin. We can see Classic blindly making a Phoenix. I mean, we'll at least hunt down Overlords. We have that much earlier Twilight Council out of Classic. We'll take it in. They do get a full scout. They confirm the lair and the Hydra Den. So nice scouting here out of Classic. And we'll see if Shin can deny the third. As he's making 20 Zerglings. Shin looking to move out. I didn't realize that was a full wall, okay. So it takes down the Evo chamber. Hydra Den did finish, by the way, and we're still going for the Spire. Okay, so a hidden Spire out of Shin. We'll see if he can keep it hidden. Oh, as your Oracle does poke in, and Classic does confirm. Wow, it does confirm, does get eyes on the Spire, does see the Hydra Den researching as well. Classic is somewhat aware. There's Revelation to confirm whether or not it gets cancelled. Classic is getting ready. Lings, they attempt to surround. They come in. Catching out a couple of probes. Just one. Yeah, one probe goes down. Nice defense so far to Classic. So far the +1 melee Lings have not really paid for themselves yet. Second probe. And Classic is having a really strong reaction to this. He's going for a second Stargate, mass Phoenix production. Archons are amassing, charge as well. A very well rounded composition here out of Classic. We can see Shin does finish the Spire, but he does not begin Muta production. He's massing up Hydras. Classic confirms. Now, Shin is getting ready for a Muta switch. We do have +1 fire attack on the way, so if he does see an opportunity, a moment to do so, he will go into mass Muta. Finale was committing to the ground. Oh, a couple of Hydras get caught out. Nice pickups here by Classic. Does catch the Hydras at the same time as Shindy does commit. Back at home, Storm is not yet done. Uh-oh. Yeah, there is no Storm. And Shin can break through. Breaks down the Adept. Lings, they flood in. Yeah, they flood into the natural. Army's out of position. Force field here at the natural. Yeah, force field at the wall. But Lings, they do still get in. And Lings, they bust into the main base. The Oracles have to respond. Yeah, we do have some heavy losses here from Classic, losing 4 workers. And Lings, they get into the natural as well. Oof. Yeah, 8 probes going down. Ay, ay, ay. Getting up to 8 workers. Likewise, here comes that meter switch. Oh, okay. This is time for it. We're getting up to 15 meters. We're done with Hydra Tech at this point. There's still Hydras on the ground. There are currently only 2 Phoenixes. Meters are revealed. Pro's going to be going down. Not bad. 1, 2, 3 workers. And Classic, he just commits. Yeah, he's just going for the base trade. Mutas, they do struggle defensively. And we commit. Hydras, they even slip into the natural. Let's go. And who do we favor? Who do we favor? As you can see, Shin, he's just ignoring the main army, going for more counterattacks, more run-bys. He knows that he cannot win the head-on fight. And he's already in the natural. He's already in the natural. He's already in the main base as well. Depowering the production. Massive pickups. Classic, he's late to the base trade. He's late, Pappy. The main base is forfeit. At the same time, the third base has fallen here for Shin. And there is a stand being made here at the third. Yeah, we have the batteries, we have the Archons. There's a recall back home. Yeah, we do see the recall. Do we get the High Templar? We do. Yeah, High Templar, they race back home as well. Classic is holding. He's holding, and he's still killing bases across the map as well. Ay, ay, ay. Never base trade a Protoss, Pappy. They got the recall. Yeah, recalls back home, and with that, the third has fallen, the natural as well. Drones are going down left and right. We're down to 25 workers for Shin. There is a colony to defend. And who do we favor? We still favor Classic. Classic still has the greater main army. Oh. I say that. Where's the second Archon? There we go. Okay, second Archon does join up. We need those Archons, otherwise Mutas can just tear this apart. And Classic is giving chase here to the Mutas. Where are we going? What's the plan? Counterattacking. Here comes the second base trade. Oh my god, we have a wall of cannons back at home. Shinny gets into the main. At the same time, what is at home to defend? We have 3 Hydras. 3 Hydras, 3 colonies, and some Zerglings. Shin might actually be able to defend the main, but Classic will defend the third, which has more saturation. Which has more of an economy. Classic, yeah, he does see the defensive setup. He ignores it. So he doesn't try to break the main base, settles for the natural. He's going for it though. Massive storm, oh my god. Yeah, massive storm on the Zerglings. Every Zergling goes down. Can we break through the side defense? We still have more storms available. Yeah, not able to. Yeah, not able to break through. It was a very good storm here for Classic. But doesn't break through that defensive line. Oh shit, he wants to collapse in. Yeah, he's going for it. He's going for this round. He dives on the Templar. He does not get them. But he baits out 4 storms. Baits out all the storms. Do we have another recall? We do. Yeah, recall is now available. There it is. Does recall to the main. And it's a little bit worse than what I thought. Shin didn't kill the main. He did not kill the main base, so it's 2 base versus 1. Classic does have the better economy. The pressure's on SHIN. So we have a ring of cannons around the third. Oh god. Oh. SHIN getting what he can back at home. SHIN, he's droning, he's expanding. Trying to rebuild his economy. And these meters, they have potential here. He does get a pylon. Nibbling away at the production. But remember, SHIN cannot fight head off. That's just not going to happen. Not into this. So it's a very delicate dance here. Lurker tech is on the way. Okay. Getting ready for lurkers. Oof. Does well. Oh no, god. He runs into the storms. Massive connections. The army's battered, it's bruised, barely standing. One more storm would be enough. The meters are deep in the red. Oof. Another meter goes down. You see Classic trying to bait him in. Trying to bait the meters. That was 8 meters falling for 1 Phoenix. Ay, ay, ay. Heavy losses there for SHIN. Again, one more move, and these meters, they just melt. They just, they just evaporate. That was almost half the meters going down. So only 11 left. Oof. Yeah, he goes too far. He's gonna lose everything. He's gonna lose all the meters here. Brutal storm. Phoenixes are trying to corner him. Trying to corner the meters. Gets another. So we had 11 down to 8. 8 meters left. Okay, going for that lurker switch. Now the scary thing here is that these Phoenixes, yes, they're built to zone away the Mutalisks, but they can also lift up lurkers if we have detection. And so far there is none. We do have access to oracles. There are cannons, of course, as well, but I believe there's no robo. Yeah, there's no robo, so currently 0 detection for classic. We do need oracles. Templar archives on the way. I didn't realize that if we were losing High Templar, they couldn't be replaced. That was actually crazy. Crazy. And the game is kind of resetting. Kind of. Both players building back up to 3 bases. I still do currently favor Classic's army, but at the same time, as we build up more lurkers and as we have less detection, like this is where SHIN can actually keep up. I'm still on the fence as to like what's the best supportive unit for these lurkers. And kind of where to go from here. What I mean by that is Hive-Tech lurkers for SC2 exist, but there are no Hive-Tech upgrades for lurkers here in Brood War. So they have limited range, and they just have more limitations. The upside is you can mass them up more, that is true, but if we're talking about the late game, like they fall off. Darkstorm helps against like a gateway heavy composition, but it doesn't help against Storm. This means I poke in. To try to poke in at the same time, things they get across the map. 11, 12, all the drones going to be falling, and SHIN commits. He has to commit. Lurkers are within range. Observer is out. Do land a couple of storms. Again, so far, nice storms here on the lurkers. Oof. Yeah, storms they punish. 14 drone kills across the map. Another storm lands. Oh, the storms. Yeah, massive storms on the army. Oh my god. Yeah, so much damage to the Hydras and the lurkers as well. Lurkers are going down. So many lurkers fall. That was how many? Eight lurkers falling. Too many storms. We lift up the lurkers. And with that classic, he dominates this fight. He does dominate, takes on every single lurker. And with that, SHIN, he has nothing left. He's down to one Hydra. GG gets called. GG gets called. And classic, he'll claim this series 3-2, becoming the StarCraft Evolution League number 22 champion. GG. GG, well played. Again, SHIN, he was trying to be a little bit more proactive with his army. He pushed out across the map. As a result, he lost every worker back at home. He was forced into the all-in. And again, pushing into so many storms, you just can't. You just cannot. Not with a Ling Hydra lurker composition. With that, he took like, what, 6-7 storms to the face. It was crazy, and he lost everything as a result of that. So many storms. GG. GG, well played. With that, congratulations to Classic. He will claim the series. Shout out to SHIN though, because hey, even though it went in favor of Classic, SHIN did fight back, and we had a back and forth. Went all the way to the ace match. GG, well played. What I will say is that this is the final Open Cup for SEL. StarCraft Evolution League, they did decide to restructure their tournament format. Up until this point, they've been hosting a bunch of open tournaments like this. Now they're not doing that anymore. Instead, they're going to be having a bigger event instead. A little bit less regular, but bigger event. Basically, think of like GSL, but for StarCraft Evolution. They're going to be hosting a Code A and a Code S, and I think they're going to be hosting a Code B as well, with a big group stage. It's going to be a big group stage into a playoff bracket. I think there's going to be like multiple group stages as well. Group stage 1, group stage 2, into the playoffs. It's going to be like a season finals-esque sort of thing. And do expect to see more players like this, like Classic, SHIN, Byun. They are regulars, they're favorites to win events like this. Solar as well. And I believe there's some invitations being sent out to some of the other foreigners that don't really delve into SE Evo too much. I think like MaxPax is playing, for example. I think he's like been reached out to. So I look forward to it. Do look forward to it. We'll be covering the playoffs of the Ladder Invitational. That'll be in a couple of weeks, if not a month time. But plenty of StarCraft is ongoing, and I believe we should be covering StarCraft Evolution, the Masters event, next week or the week after. Yeah, SEL Masters number 7. That'll be on the week of the 25th. Otherwise, let's catch up on our schedule. As you can see here, we just wrapped up with our morning broadcast of SEL. Tomorrow we are going to be live with Code for Giants Cup. We have Code for Giants Cup tomorrow morning, we have SDO tomorrow evening, and Tuna Cup on Sunday as well. So plenty of content, plenty of StarCraft throughout the course of the weekend. Bearing in mind that what else is this weekend? Uwu-Thermal's circuit, his 2v2 circuit is taking place. We do run the event, we admin the event, and the playoffs are this weekend on Saturday and Sunday. So 2 days of playoffs. Saturday and Sunday for Europe. It's going to be Sunday and Monday for us here in Australia. So 2 days of playoffs will be over the weekend. Make sure you tune in. Make sure you tune in for those playoffs. Otherwise, we're going to be heading off for the day. No cast tonight. We have this evening off. I'm gonna go get some breakfast. It's 2 p.m. It's 2 p.m. I'm gonna go get some food. I'm gonna go set up and get some rest. Maybe get some rest. By the way, thanks for watching. Thanks so much for the support. We do appreciate it. Thank you so much. If you want some more SE Evo content, again, we should be covering StarCraft Evolution on the 25th. On the 25th of June. So quite some time away. But I do know that a bunch of the SE Evo events are going to be taking a little bit of a break because of the thermal circuit. Masters of the Game, Home Story Cup is around the corner. GSL CK is going to be this upcoming week as well. So plenty of content, plenty of StarCraft here on the CranKy Ducklings. Thanks for the casting. Oh, thank you, Papi. Thank you. Gracias, Papi. Gracias. We missed out. I mean, VODs are available on YouTube. Speaking of, if you want to support us, you can do so by following us. You can see our socials in the chat, !socials here, and you'll get a link to our Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Discord, YouTube, Mastodon, Blue Sky, all things CranKy Ducklings. If you missed out on some of our live coverage, then you can check out the VODs over on YouTube, as we do stream on multiple platforms at once. So the VOD is instantly available over on YouTube. Is there. But otherwise, thanks for watching. You can also support us via Patreon if you wish. Our Patreon does fund our tournaments on a regular basis. We do host Duckling Open, Swan Open, and Sparkling Tuna Cup on a regular basis, all funded via Patreon, and you can help us grow the prize pool of those tournaments via Patreon as well. So thank you so much. Otherwise, I'm gonna head off. My voice is very sore. My throat is sore, so gonna head off for the day, not speak for the rest of the day either, and we'll see you next time. Until then, ciao, bye, ciao. Thanks for watching. See you next time.